Good to see you.
Hello.
How's it going?
Uh, I'm doing great. What about yourself?
I'm good. I could be better, but I'm good. Hey, you had a haircut.
Hi,
I
teacher.
have
Good
noticed.
afternoon.
Yes, I
Yeah.
have.
Hi, Thais. Good afternoon. Yes. Oh, you look so good, Raul. Oh, I
Thanks,
like
thanks.
it. Yeah, you look great. How nice. All right, guys. So let's see what we have for today. But first, tell me, how was your week? What did you do during this week? Have you been studying a lot? Have you been going to school? Or just online classes?
I think my week was good. I ate melon. I won a bingo. I studied a lot, and I'm here for classes.
Oh, great. Awesome, Raul. I'm really happy to hear that. You've been
And that's
practicing.
all, I
I can
guess.
see it. Yeah. Very nice. Great. What about you, Kathleen? And you, Thais? How was your week?
Oh, I relaxed because I was knitting. Um, just it.
Yes. What about online classes? Are you having classes from school online or?
Only in the morning online.
Oh, great. Very nice. That is. That's good. And what about, thank you. And what about you, Kathleen? How was your week?
My week is good and studying every day and classes online.
Oh, great. I imagine. Okay, it's always very good to study, even if we are doing it online. Never stop. Learning is a continuous process. We need to keep going and never give up, right? Okay. So now, guys, let's see our topics for today. All right, let's go there. I get. Hey, Carol, good to see you. How nice. Oh, this is so good. How are you, Agate? How was your week?
My week is very tired.
Ah, okay. Oh, that's all right. Are you having classes at school? Yes? Oh, okay. All right. But those are online classes, right? Or are you having presential classes?
Present.
Presential? Yes? Oh, okay. All right. Brave girl. Hi, Leo. Thank you, Agate. Hi, Leo. How's it going? Good to
Hi,
see you.
teacher.
Welcome. All right, guys. So let's see the topics for today, right? Here we are. Okay. So we are getting to the end of Unit 6, right? And this means our test is approaching, right? After 3 units, we have a small test, but that's only a review, actually, okay? It's a way for you to evaluate how well you are learning, right? So it's not a big deal. Today, we will finish Unit 6 and then start the review for the test. Okay, we'll try to cover all the topics, right? But probably, according to our plan, our test will be next week, right? So let's try to cover everything today so we don't need to have one more day of review, okay? So here, as it says, we have to go to page 74, right, to start. And last week, I posted some homework for you to do, so I don't want you to forget that. And for this reason, I will show you the topics just in case, all right? Because I know some people have been doing, as we can see here, look, Raul, Thais, Agat, Congratulations, guys. You're doing a great job. So some people are returning their homework, and I'm really proud, but a lot of students aren't. So don't forget. Let me show you again. Yes.
Então, I saw this that you post in classroom.
Which one? Sorry.
Eu consegui ver que a senhora postou, mas como essa semana foi corrida e eu estava sem internet, eu não consegui fazer, sabe? Eu não consegui participar direito. Então, quando eu cheguei hoje, aí eu vou fazer direitinho o trabalho.
Okay, no problem. That's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. It's important that you check our page on Google Classroom so you know what's going on and you can also access the material. So it's very nice. Last week, we talked about Monaco, remember, and how we can describe a place better. They gave us some important tips on describing places. For homework on that topic, I asked you to write a draft about a place you know or would like to visit. And to help you do that, you could follow the instructions on pages 70 and 71. So if you haven't done so, make sure you do it as soon as possible and send your draft to me. Hi, Jessica. Good afternoon. All right, people. And I also asked you to do the worksheets posted here, right? So these ones here, for example, they talk about adverbs of manner, should, right? There is a quiz here. So basically we have two worksheets and the other ones, yeah, here we have a chart explaining the use of should. And here we have some extra material for you to study, okay? So try to do that homework so you can be on the same page with the rest of the class and prepare for the test, okay? Good. So let's move back here to our page. Yes, here you go, right? So if you have the book, open it up, please, to page 74, okay? So let's go there. Okay, can you see the page? Yes? All
Yes.
right, good. So this final part of Unit 6 will extend the topic to talking about a place, right? How can we better describe a place or even give advice in this case here to someone visiting that place, okay? So let's see the first activity. When people give advice about visiting a place, what do they often talk about in general?
Given there was
Sorry, can you repeat please, Raul? I couldn't understand what you said.
sorry, I was muted. We can talk about famous places that people can visit, and like, what else?
Museums, for example. Beaches, they talk about.
That's true.
They can also talk about culture.
The culture, all right, very good. So you can mention the cultural aspects of that place. For example, suppose you are giving advice to someone visiting our museum here in Rio, the Museum of Tomorrow, okay? And then you have this visitor, this friend who is coming to visit your city, and then you tell him about the cultural aspects of the museum, architecture, the content of the expositions there now at the moment, right? So this is nice. All right. What else do you usually say when you give? Thank you very much, Thais. Thank you so much for your participation. What else do you say when someone is visiting a place and you want to tell this person not to miss something because it's very nice to see or it's a must see?
Politics.
The politics.
Uhum.
Wow, really? Why?
Ah, não sei explicar isso em inglês. Aqui é muito competitivo as coisas com a respeito de política. There's no way for you to, discuss about some politics in Rio because there are a lot of conflicts between people here. So
Oh,
it's
very
very hard
nice.
to discuss
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah, that's true, Raul. Yes, that's true. So, if somebody's coming to Brazil to visit, you think it's a good idea to mention that aspect. Okay, all right, very nice. Now, let's talk about. Thank you, Raul. Thank you so much. Let's talk about, for example, the sugar loaf, right? We know the sugar loaf is very famous. A lot of people who come to Rio visit the sugar loaf, right? The view from the top is spectacular. You can ride on the cable car, right? So, what are the things we can say about the sugar loaf? What can you do there, and what this person that is visiting should do? So, first of all, you can say, you can take lots of pictures, right? This is something important to mention because people, when they travel, when we travel, we love taking pictures, right? So, for example, if you go to the sugar loaf, you can take lots of pictures from there. Now, when you go to a museum, usually you can't, right? Not inside. You can only take pictures outside the museum, but inside it's usually not permitted, right? So this is an important piece of information. Another thing you can do if you go to the sugar loaf,
Appreciate the view.
yeah, you can appreciate the view. Very good. Mhm. What else can you do there? You can buy souvenirs. Yes, there are little shops there, little stores where you can buy some souvenirs, right? As a tourist, when we visit a new place, we may enjoy buying souvenirs to give to family or friends, okay, when we come back. So we can do that there. We can also have a snack. There is a bar up there on the sugar loaf. I think a bar and a restaurant. I'm not so sure now because it's been such a long time that I don't go there. But the last time I was there, I remember there was a snack bar, and if you wish, you can have a snack there. You can have something to eat. So many things you can say depending on the place, right? So I will show you a video to help you understand and also find the right words to describe a place, like adjectives, right? Sometimes even adverbs, right? So let's take a look there. Let me clear my drawings. All right. So let me just toggle full screen here so everybody can see. So here, guys, this video says that we're going to learn 15 useful words to describe a place, okay? So here they're talking, she's going to talk about the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, all right? So let me just share this out here.
I'm Lisa. In this lesson, we will continue the video series where you listen to how native speakers talk. You will hear me talking to people in Los Angeles. The goal of this video is for you to expand your knowledge of English vocabulary, specifically adjectives. Adjectives that describe places. Series where you listen to how native speakers talk. You will hear me talking to people in Los Angeles. The goal of this video is for you to expand your knowledge of English vocabulary, specifically adjectives. Adjectives that describe places. We will listen to how different native speakers describe a beautiful place. And that beautiful place is the Getty Museum in Los Angeles. I went there recently and I spoke to different people and I asked them their opinion about the Getty. I asked them to give me some adjectives to describe this very beautiful place. After you watch the video, I will come back and I will teach you how to use those words in different examples, in different sentences, so that you can master them. I will also teach you 5 more adjectives that I think are important for you to know when you're describing a place. The Getty Museum is the most popular museum of Los Angeles. It contains 6 different buildings and a gorgeous garden. It's located on a hill, so you can see a gorgeous view of Los Angeles and the ocean. It's truly an amazing place. If you visit Los Angeles, I highly recommend that you visit the Getty Museum. It's also called the Getty Center or the J. Paul Getty Museum. The Getty Museum is popular because the architecture is so beautiful, but also it has some amazing art collections. It contains Van Gogh and Cézanne and Monet, and when I was there, there was an exhibit of Manet. When you watch the video that I made of the Getty, you will see just how beautiful it is. Okay, let's listen to the different people describing the Getty, and then I will come back. What do you think of the Getty?
Stunning and spectacular, and that's just the essence.
What do you think of the Getty?
I think it's very eclectic.
I think the Getty Museum is extraordinary.
It's lovely, it's extraordinary, it's original, it's scenic.
What do you think of the Getty?
Oh, it's a wonderful museum, very symmetrical in a lot of different ways as far as the architecture goes. It's just a wonderful place to visit, and you can come back 100 times and see something different every time.
Guys, let me pause the video here just to correct something here in the spelling. The word he said is symmetrical, okay? So there is an R missing here. If you are taking notes of the adjectives you're seeing, you should include here a missing letter, okay? Letter R, symmetrical, all right? That's a spelling mistake, okay? So let's go on.
I think this place is really memorable. When you kind of look at the subtleties of like how this place is actually built, there's very intricate. It makes you realize that the building itself is also art. So there's a lot of thought that was put into this place and a lot of consideration. So it's really cool to get to see it.
You can tell that the architecture is very thoughtful. There's a lot in the details of this whole area, and I guess I really appreciate that. It's exhilarating in a very calming way. I'm not really sure how to say that. It's like very calm to be here, and it's very like, but you feel so, yeah, it feels so good, especially with the sun and everything. It's just, yeah, it's beautiful.
Are you originally from LA?
I'm not. I'm from Indiana.
You can look at the shapes of the buildings, see the different contours of the shadows that are on the ground, and it is a warm and inviting place to come to.
What do you guys think of the Getty?
It's stunning. There's so much detailed architecture, and if you look at it from like a bird's eye perspective, just like everything is perfectly kind of arranged.
Yeah, the architecture here is amazing. It's so precise in how they lay out everything.
The structure is so detailed, and every part of it is so purposeful, and they use the space so well. So when you look out, anywhere you look, it's like a good view.
The first word I'd like to practice is the word stunning. Stunning. It was used by two different people. Stunning means extremely impressive, extremely beautiful. You look stunning in that dress. You look stunning in that dress. The museum is stunningly beautiful. The museum is stunningly beautiful. And that comes from the verb to stun. The next word is spectacular. And that means exciting to look at, beautiful in a dramatic way, very impressive. The fireworks were spectacular last night. The fireworks were spectacular last night. We got a hotel room with a spectacular view. We got a hotel room with a spectacular view. The next word is eclectic. Eclectic means a combination of different styles and different elements. This word is often used for art or music or architecture or design. When different styles are mixed together, eclectic. He has eclectic taste in music. The architecture in that neighborhood is eclectic. The architecture in that neighborhood is eclectic. The next word is extraordinary. Two people use that word. Be careful about the pronunciation. It's not extraordinary. That letter A is silent. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. And that means unusual, not ordinary, very special. You're making extraordinary progress in your English. You're making extraordinary progress in your English. That was an extraordinarily difficult test. Listen to this, extraordinarily. That was an extraordinarily difficult test. The next word is scenic, scenic, and that means with beautiful views, with very impressive views. We took a scenic drive along the coast. We took a scenic drive along the coast. Let's take the scenic road on the way home. Let's take the scenic road on the way home. The next word is symmetrical. Symmetrical. And the noun is symmetry. If something is symmetrical, it's balanced. Both sides are the same. Her face is attractive and symmetrical. Her face is attractive and symmetrical. The four buildings are symmetrical. The four buildings are symmetrical. The next word is intricate. Intricate. Intricate means very complicated and very detailed. Her wedding dress has intricate details. Her wedding dress has intricate details. The next word is exhilarating. Exhilarating. I really like this word. If something is exhilarating, it makes you feel excited and happy and emotional and very alive. It's a great feeling. I had an exhilarating run in the forest. I had an exhilarating run in the forest. The roller coaster ride was exhilarating. The roller coaster ride was exhilarating. And let's repeat that word, roller coaster. Roller coaster. And the next two words usually go together, warm and inviting. Warm and inviting. If a place makes you feel happy to be there and you feel good there and you feel welcome there, it's warm and inviting. You decorated your living room in a warm and inviting way. You decorated your living room in a warm and inviting way. And precise means very accurate, exact, and paying attention to detail. Please make sure that your measurement is precise. Please make sure that your measurement is precise. I'd like to teach you 5 more adjectives for describing a place that I think you need to know. I think the next 5 words will be useful for you. The first word is bustling. Bustling. A bustling place is a noisy and crowded place with a lot of people. Bustling. New York is a bustling city. New York is a bustling city. full of energy, a lot of people, and it's crowded. And the next word is striking, striking. When something is noticeable because it's so amazing or so beautiful, you are surprised by it. It's striking. You can say, she is strikingly beautiful. Or you can say, the scenery was striking. Something you notice immediately because it's so amazing. And that comes from the verb to strike. And we can also use the word struck. So it's strike, struck, struck. So we can say, I was struck by it. I was struck by the beauty of the museum. I was struck by it. I was amazed and surprised and impressed. And the next word is captivating, captivating. If something is captivating, it's so interesting, it holds your attention. It's exciting and it's charming, and you have to keep looking at it. It's captivating. It's very, very interesting. Captivating can be used for people or for places. The architecture and the views are truly captivating. The architecture and the views are truly captivating. And the next word is picturesque, picturesque. And obviously, you know the word picture. So if something is picturesque, it's beautiful, like a picture. We visited a picturesque little town. We visited a picturesque little town. We have a picturesque view from our hotel. We have a picturesque view from our hotel. And the next word, you probably know the meaning, but it's kind of difficult to pronounce. How do you think this word is pronounced? Repeat after me. Ancient, ancient, ancient. And something that is ancient, it has a long history. It's historical. It's from the past. It's from a long time ago. Jerusalem is an ancient city. Jerusalem is an ancient city. That museum holds a lot of ancient art. That museum holds a lot of ancient art. And my challenge to you is to use these words by describing a place that you know, a place that you think is beautiful. But instead of using the word beautiful, you will use the words that you learned in this video. Use as many details as possible to describe this beautiful place. Is it stunning? Is it spectacular? Is it striking? How would you describe that place? Use as many different adjectives as possible so that you can practice these words and remember them. And I leave you with a short video that I made of the museum. I hope you enjoyed the video that I made of the Getty. Thanks for watching and keep practicing your English.
Los Angeles, and I just really truly hope that anybody that comes to LA visits here to experience this elegant, educational, and inspirational part of the city.
I'm Zach Hedges. I actually play professional baseball for the Chicago Cubs.
Very cool.
World Series 2016, baby.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
It's magical.
Why magical?
Lots of people, lots of colors, lots of cultures.
Hi.
Very nice, isn't it, guys? That's really cool. So I will post this video on our page on Google Classroom, so you can watch this video again if you've missed anything, right? And just for you to know the link here, actually the channel is Accurate English. It's very nice to practice. And the link to the video is 15 useful words, how to describe a place. And in this video, she's describing the Getty Museum in LA. So did you like the museum? Those of you who saw the video, what did you think of the museum? Did you like it?
I think museum on top of it, he was impressive. So
Yes.
that's the other thing you got me.
Yeah,
But everything in the
really.
museum is really great.
Yeah. Amazing, isn't it? I loved it. The view from the museum is really stunning, as she said, right? So it's very nice, guys, that you can have different adjectives to describe different things and you can explore all that vocabulary, right? So let's take a look at our page, okay? Page 74. Hi, Robinson. Good to see you. Yay. I'm so happy to see you, Robinson. How nice. Yeah. You do look different. You do look different, but I knew it was you. I knew it was you. Can't forget you. You are unforgettable. I'm so happy that you made it. How nice. Super welcome, okay? Welcome, dear. I miss you. I miss everybody, right? But that was really good to see you here. Okay. All right, guys, let's go. So, who is speaking? Oh my God. All right, let's mute everybody so we can listen to this. So people, pay attention. Listen to the presentation about an exciting vacation. Where does the speaker think you should go and why? So let's see that. Let me see if you have the sound. Okay.
Do you want an exciting vacation? Then you should visit Hong Kong. It's an exciting city with many things to see and do. You should take a boat ride on the Star Ferry. It goes from Hong Kong Island to the Kowloon Peninsula. There are beautiful views from the boat, so you should take a lot of pictures. You should also go to a street market. They're really fun and usually not very expensive. October, November, and December are the best months to visit. You shouldn't go between June and September because it's very hot. So go to Hong Kong for a wonderful vacation.
All right, I'll play one more time, but just from the first listening, the first time, could you identify the place he's talking about? Anybody?
Hong Kong?
Yes, great. Yay, very nice, Raul. Excellent. Yay, he's talking about Hong Kong. So let's listen one more time to get more details. Okay, pay attention.
Do you want an exciting vacation? Then you should visit Hong Kong. It's an exciting city with many things to see and do. You should take a boat ride on the Star Ferry. It goes from Hong Kong Island to the Kowloon Peninsula. There are beautiful views from the boat, so you should take a lot of pictures. You should also go to a street market. They're really fun and usually not very expensive. October, November, and December are the best months to visit. You shouldn't go between June and September because it's very hot. So go to Hong Kong for a wonderful vacation.
Okay, so what are some details they provide about Hong Kong? What can you do there and why? I can't hear you, Raul. I think you're muted.
Yeah, you muted. You could take a boat ride.
Great. Aha.
And you can
Excellent.
go to the street market too.
Very nice. Perfect. So many interesting things you can do there, right? So that takes us to number 3, where we should mark or check true or false. Okay, so let's see this together. I will zoom in so we can focus on the activity, right? So let's see here. The first one, they say, you should take a boat ride. Is that true or false?
True.
True.
Ah, yes, great. Now, number 2, the view from the market is beautiful.
False.
Very good. If you said false, you're right. Because are they really talking about the view from the market or
Yes.
some other place? What view are they really talking about in the listening?
The view from the boat ride.
Okay. All right. That makes more sense. So it's not really the view from the market, it's the view from the boat ride. Okay, so let me just, I will put purple here just to, this is boring sometimes, trying to get the right marker. So here, this is not correct, okay? Now let's see, number 3, you should take a lot of pictures. Is it true
True.
or false? Great.
True.
True.
Number 4, street markets are expensive.
False.
False.
Yes, very good. Just the opposite, right? You can buy cheap things there. So here, this information is wrong. Now let's see the next one. November is a good time to visit.
True.
True.
Great, very good. So here, you see so many interesting pieces of information about visiting Hong Kong. So we can take a boat ride, and this is something she says or he says, I don't remember now, that we should do, right? Uh, the view from the boat is beautiful. You should take a lot of pictures. You can go to the street markets because they are cheap, not expensive. And she even mentions, or he even mentions, the time of the year that we should go. So he says a few months like November, October, November, and December. They are good times to go. All right. Okay, whenever we talk about a place like we were doing here in the first activity, we should give some information like that. When it's best to visit, if it's cheap, if it's expensive, if you can take pictures, if there is anything you can do there besides just visiting and looking around, if you can take a boat ride, for example, or if you can watch a movie or any other extra activity that you can do while visiting that place. So it's always nice to say that. So here, let's see the pronunciation skill tip for this lesson. Okay, guys, as I said, it's a tip to help you pronounce better and put the pauses where they should be. This is what they call chunking, right? It's when we separate the sentences using a pause. Okay, so a long sentence or long sentences, speakers often pause between thought groups. Thought groups are when we are talking about specific things, like you divide your sentence, your clause in groups, right? When you talk about something, for example, suppose we were talking about Hong Kong in the previous exercise. So I start talking about the boat ride. So, oh, you can take a boat ride and it's beautiful. The view from the boat is amazing. So as you noticed, as I talked about each thing separately, I made a small pause, okay? So here is what we understand by thought groups or chunks, okay? Listen to the sentences and questions and notice the pauses between the chunks or the thought groups. Listen to that. See if you can get it.
It's an exciting city with many things to see and do.
You should bring an umbrella because it rains almost every afternoon.
Okay, listen one more time.
It's an exciting city with many things to see and do.
You should bring an umbrella because it rains almost every afternoon.
Okay, so did you notice the pause between the first and the second sentences? Yes? Okay, why is that? Because I'm talking about different aspects of the same thing. Here, for example, we are talking about an exciting city. I'm giving the quality to the city. I'm saying it's exciting. So here it's one aspect. The second aspect is that it has many things to see and do. So I'm talking about, or I'm describing this city in different ways, right? So this is what we call chunking, when we put the topics, right, in a row and we separate them with pauses when speaking. Here we have, you should bring an umbrella. This is one piece of information, okay? So there you go. Now I'm going to add another aspect, another piece of information. First, you should bring an umbrella. Then I'm going to say the reason why it rains almost every afternoon. So this is another aspect of the place I'm describing, okay? Suppose you are going to London, England, right? And then you are talking to a friend who lives in London. Everybody knows for a fact that it rains a lot in London. It's a beautiful city, but the weather is not so good. So the person will say, okay, listen, you should bring an umbrella because it rains almost every afternoon. In London, of course, they wouldn't say afternoon. They would say every day. Okay? Because it rains almost every day. So, different aspects we separate using a pause. All right? So let me play once again so you can notice the pauses one more time. Okay?
It's an exciting city with many things to see and do.
You should bring an umbrella because it rains almost every afternoon.
All right, people. No big deal here. It's just a small tip. Okay? Now, number 4, listen and repeat the sentences. Mark the pauses. Okay? So, let's try to do the first one. Okay? You shouldn't go between June and September because it's very hot. Where is the pause here?
Between September and because.
Perfect. Very good. So right here is our pause. So let me here and here. Okay. Next one. There are beautiful views from the boat. So you should take a lot of pictures. So let me go again. There are beautiful views from the boat. So you should take a lot of pictures.
Between the boat and so?
There is a pause here. Yes.
So and
Uh-huh. And there is another pause here.
you.
Yeah. So and you. He actually here, guys, we have two pauses. This one is a natural pause because I have a comma, right? So we say, oh, there are beautiful views from the boat. So you should take a lot of pictures. So naturally, we make two pauses there, okay? But if you don't want to include this one, it's okay, right? You can just see that between so and you, there is a pause, okay? It's a natural pause, right? But let's keep those two now. Number 3, they are really fun and not usually very expensive. They're really fun and not usually very expensive.
Between fun and end.
Between fun and or between and not?
And not.
Ah, okay. This one is better. Between and not. Usually the pause comes here. They are really fun and not usually very expensive. Two different aspects, okay? The last one. It has some interesting museums and lots of great restaurants.
And lots of.
Yes, good. And lots of. So you have different aspects, okay? Here in number 2, I'm going to leave only one pause, okay? Even though we have a comma here, which makes it necessary for a pause, let's just include this one and this one, okay? 2 divisions. I think it's better. Oh, okay. Yes, very good, Cristiano. Very good. Excellent. Cristiano is saying that the connector in the first one is because. Yes. So these are the linkers we use, because and, right? Very nice. So here we have, let's read number 2 again. There are beautiful views from the boat. So you should take a lot of pictures. So you can make like a short pause here and a longer pause here. All right. So let's take yes. Go ahead, Mateus.
Por que você separou entre antes do because na primeira e na terceira a senhora separou depois do and?
Oh, okay. Yes, because here, this is where we naturally put the pause when I say you shouldn't go between June and September because it's very hot. Here, there is no separation. We don't put a pause after because. We usually put the pause before. Now, when I say and, it's a little different. We usually pause after we say the connector. So here we say, they are really fun and not always or not usually very expensive. The next one, it has some interesting museums and lots of great restaurants. Okay. I can also put before if you want to emphasize that. Okay. Instead of using and pause, I can pause before and put and afterwards. But it really, it's not such a big deal here. So let's go. Let's try to put the pause before. Okay, let's see how we sound. They are really funny and not usually very expensive. Now, in another way, they are really funny and not usually very expensive. You see, you can put the pause before or after. It depends on how you speak. I've seen a lot of native speakers using the pause after and not before. That's why I put it this way. But if you want to say with the pause before, I guess it's okay too. The only thing that matters is that you are separating the aspects. You need to put a pause. That's the most important thing, right? Number 4, it has some interesting museums and lots of great restaurants. It's okay too. All right. So here, this is what happened here in number 2. I can put the pause here before, or I can put after. Okay. So let me include the information here. There is not a specific rule. Oh, I should put the pause here. Okay. No, the rule is I should put the pause. Okay. I should have a pause. This is the most important thing. All right, people. I'm going to put here just so you know, one or the other. Okay. So let's check the answers. Let's see what they will give us as an answer. But of course, as we know, this is only a book. In real life, people speak in a different way. Sometimes they put a pause before, sometimes they put a pause after the connector. Okay, Mateus? So let's check the answers. Actually, here we should see the answers. So let's see together. Look, there you go. All the pauses are before the connectors here in the book. You're welcome. Look, people, you shouldn't go between June and September because it's very hot before. Number 2, there are beautiful views from the boat. So you should take a lot of pictures. You see, it's a possibility. Number 3, they are really fun and not usually very expensive. And 4, it has some interesting museums and lots of great restaurants. You see, I sound a little mechanic when I read this way. Is it okay? Yes, it's okay. It can be. But it's not the way you are going to listen to all the time. You're not going to hear all the time like this. So you may also hear, for example, here, when I put and, yes, number 3, they are really fun and not usually very expensive. So the pause sometimes will fall here after and. Number 4, it has some interesting museums and lots of great restaurants. Okay. All right. So it's very common to see the pause after the connector. Okay. It's natural speaking. So it all depends on what you want to emphasize. Sometimes you are trying to find the words to say when you are speaking. So you pause after the connector. Okay. The most important thing here is that you make a pause between 2 different aspects. Okay.
Sure.
Yes, go ahead, Raul.
I think when you the pause before and, for example, it seems like you're going to finish your sentence, isn't it? You're going to finish this sentence, so you're not going to speak anymore. But you put this when you're going to put when you put the sentence after and, like they're really fun and not usually expensive, so you're going to continue talking some more things, right?
Excellent. Very good, Raul. Excellent. This is it. Yes. That's the idea. Yes. Okay. When you are concluding your thought, you are kind of really finishing, you put the pause before. They are really fun and not usually very expensive. Yes. Okay. You have 2 very separate things and one really like terminating and then you start another. But when you are speaking about many different things in a row, then you may pause to think. So you can say, oh, they're really fun and not usually very expensive. But you can go there if you wish. There are beautiful beaches and places to visit. You see?
Copy
So,
that.
yeah, all right. That's the idea. So here, right? So let me clear my, oh yeah, I'll leave it that way. I'll not clear that. I'll just leave it there, okay? All right, people. So another tip they are giving us today on this topic is about giving advice in a presentation. So let's see there. You can use should and shouldn't. Always remember, guys, this word, we only pronounce the sound of letter U, okay? Let's make it very clear. I'm going to put here very big. Should. We don't say the letter O, we don't pronounce that, okay? So we just go should, shouldn't, should, shouldn't, okay? So we can use should or shouldn't in a presentation when you want to give your listeners advice. It is a good idea to support your advice with examples, okay, or information. Use because or a follow-up sentence for this when you're going to give the explanation about something or so let's see here examples. Can you read for us, please, Thais?
Of course. You should visit Hong Kong. It's such an exciting city. You shouldn't go between June and September because the weather is terrible.
Great. Thank you, Thais. So here, as you can say, we have the examples, right? When you are giving advice to someone, you say, oh, you should visit Hong Kong, right? And then you provide some other piece of information. And next one here, you shouldn't go between June and September. And then you give an explanation, the reason why. Oh, because the weather is terrible. Okay? So just to help you understand that when you are not only in a presentation, but whenever you are giving advice about something, you use should or shouldn't. And then you can also put another sentence with because, right? We don't need to be very strict. So let me erase my U here. All right, guys. So very interesting tips. Pausing, using should, using shouldn't. Now, let's take a look here, guys. What place is this? Do you know? So, let's say, follow the instructions to make a presentation about a city people should visit, in your opinion. So, think of a city you like. Make notes about things visitors should see and do there, and include the best time of year to visit the city. Work with another pair to share your presentations. You can also take notes about the advice. So this city here, for example, looks like Hong Kong to me. You have boats here and skyscrapers, buildings. So looks like Hong Kong to me. But you can choose another city if you wish. Imagine you are going to talk about Rio, okay, your hometown. So how can you describe Rio to a visitor? What about, for example, the best time to visit Rio? What do you think? What would you say? Okay. So the first step here is think of a city you like. So let's say we decide to talk about Rio. It's easier, right? Make notes about things visitors should see and do there. So let's see. Things that people should see and do in Rio. That's easy, right? We have a list, a long list, I would say. Let's put the most important ones, okay? So, whoa. Visit the Sugarloaf, the Christ, the Christ statue, Copacabana Beach. Just to name just a few, okay? To name just a few here, we have the Sugarloaf, the Christ statue, the Copacabana Beach, maybe the Museum of Tomorrow, okay? Okay. Now, include the best time of year to visit the city. What is the best time, guys, in your opinion?
In the winter.
Yes, very nice, Thais. I agree with you. Because if you tell them to come in the summer,
it's the same thing.
Yeah. But I mean, the summer is really difficult because it's super hot and humid. So they will probably feel very bad, right? I don't think the summer is the best time. Cristiano says, Mateus, right? He believes the summer is the best time of the year to come. But usually you should take into account that a lot of people who come to Brazil come from cold countries. They are not used to high temperatures, right? So coming in the summer might be a problem for them, okay? Oh, very nice. It's okay, no problem. So you can say the summer is the best time of the year to come, right? Or the winter, or autumn, or even spring, okay? September, for example. So you choose the best time, the summer, the winter. Then you should start describing using the sentences from the tips above here. So let's move the page here with the drawings. You have there, guys. Let me just put the annotation here on the side. So we should try to use chunking in our description. For example, according to Cristiano Mateus, he says, you should visit in the summer because the sky is beautiful and you can enjoy the beach. Okay, Mateus? So you should visit Rio in the summer because the sky is beautiful and you can visit the beach, you can enjoy the beach more if you like some bathing, for example, okay? That's a good one. Now, if we say that they should come in winter, what can we say about the winter time here in Rio? Let's make the sentence. You should come in the winter because what?
It's not so hot.
Very good. Perfect. Especially for those people who like taking walks in parks, visiting places where you need to walk so you can go to those places. It's easier when it's not so hot, right? So you should come in winter because it's not so hot or because the weather is milder or the weather is warm, not hot. Okay, you can put here. Okay? Yes, go, Robinson.
I prefer summer features. You can do beaches.
Okay, sure. You can say that. Let's go. You should come. Let's make an example using the summer, okay? You should come in the summer. Let's put it with, I like to use summer with the article, the, but you can also omit, okay, people? You can say you should come in summer, but I prefer to use the there. So you should come in the summer because you can go or you can enjoy the beach with locals. Okay, because more people here go to the beach in the summer. So if the person likes this kind of activity, you can say, oh, you should come in the summer because you can enjoy the beach with locals. All right, Robinson. Yes, do you have any questions?
No, teacher. Yeah.
Is it okay? Yes? All right. Okay, so very nice. Giving advice about visiting a place, the best time to come, or the things that they should do. For example, we can also say now, not talking about the weather, but we can also say, for example, you should visit the museum, okay? What can you say about the museum using the adjectives you learned in the video? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's warm and inviting.
Oh, very nice. Fantastic, Thais. You should visit the Museum of Tomorrow because it's warm and inviting. Perfect, right? So it's always nice to say something extra about the place. And then using adjectives helps a lot. Okay, it's really good. Fantastic, guys. So if you want, you can print the screen or you can take a picture. All right, and then let's move on to the next part. So this final part of Unit 6 gives us some other ideas on how to describe a place, okay? Chunking, giving advice, using the word because, all right? Great. Can I clear the annotations? Yes? Okay, good. So anyway, I'll save them just in case you need them later, right? And then let's clear. Okay, guys, so what have we seen on this page here? We talked about chunking. That means using pauses when we are describing a place. We saw a video in the beginning with adjectives to describe places, and we also saw information about the listening of a person describing the city of Hong Kong, right? And then here we have another very nice piece of advice using should and shouldn't, including the word because to give either an example or a reason to do something, to visit a place, right? And then we practice how to describe a place, a city. Okay, so now as we finished this page, this is the end of Unit 6. The next page is Unit 7. It's going to be about people, right? So Unit 6 was about places. We are going to do the review of Unit 6 before we start reviewing all the other units before. I mean, not all the other units, but the 2 other units before, Units 4 and 5. Okay, so let's go there. I know you don't have time to do your homework, so let's try to do this here in class. Okay, I will show you some of the most important parts here. So let me zoom in. All right. So guys, can everybody see? This is page 152, the review of Unit 6. Oh, by the way, I also sent to the group the pages of the grammar focus for each unit, right? From Units 4, 5, and 6. I've already sent them to you, okay? So when you have a chance, check out those pages because they have nice information about each unit. All right? Good. So number 1, where should each person go? Write the correct place next to each sentence. So let me zoom in so the people at Achieve can see better. All right? So here we have department store, grocery store, ATM, gym, bakery, and farmer's market. So let's read and see where they should go. The first one, for example.
Grocery store.
Aha, look at this. I need some milk, cereal, and meat. So,
Grocery store.
okay, you should go to a grocery store. All right, now try to complete the others and then we correct. If you don't have a book, make sure you take notes on a notebook, okay? So let's see, I'll give you 1 minute to do that. It's pretty simple.
Teacher, I'm finished.
All done.
Okay, good. All of them. How nice. Very good. Let's just wait for the others to finish. Thank you, Thais.
I'm done.
Okay. All right. 1 minute has gone by. Let's see, guys. What did you put in number 2?
Farmer's market.
Farmer's market.
Okay, good. Now number 3.
Bakery.
Bakery.
Great. Excellent. Number 4.
ATM.
Okay, good. Number 5.
Gym.
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 Good. And the last one?
Department store.
Okay. All right, let's check the answers. Yay, what's the matter here? Farmer's market, what's wrong? Let's show the answers, let's say. Okay, it's different here. Look, look at the apostrophe. Yeah, look at the apostrophe here and look at the apostrophe here. Okay. So I would say.
The plural.
Yes, here it's in the plural. Very good, Thais. Here, they're giving the answer in the plural, farmers market, which is also okay because it's a market where a lot of farmers sell their production, they sell their products, fruits and vegetables. But here, it's also good to say farmers market with the apostrophe here because I can also say in the singular, no problem, okay? It's like in Portuguese, we can say mercado do produtor. I can say that, or mercado dos produtores. No problem, okay? So this is ridiculous, but anyway, they decided to change here, but both are okay, okay? No problem. All right, people. So since it's 2:48, right? We are approaching our coffee break. I will just explain the next activity, and if you want, you can do during the break. And after the break, we correct, okay? Or we can do together afterwards. So we have a chance to stretch your legs, drink some water. So the instruction is complete the paragraph with the correct words from the box. And the words are afford, guided tour, view, relax, go abroad, and adventure. Adventure, okay? So we are going to see, first we have to read the paragraph, ignoring the gaps. Just read from beginning to end. After you're done reading, then you try to put the words that are missing, okay? So let's have our coffee break now, okay? We have 10 minutes, now it's 2:50. So let's try to come back at 3 o'clock, okay? But before we go, guys, let's take a picture and then we start the break, okay? Just a moment. I love this drawing, fantastic. Who made it? Who made it, everybody?
Me.
You, Thais, how nice.
Yeah.
That's
It
great.
was
I made it.
It was.
Yay. Congratulations. It's so nice. And I love the grass here. Oh, I'll save it for sure. Everybody else is really good, guys. You're doing a great job. Congratulations. Look, the cookie. Oh, actually, the cookies.
Raul made the table.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, Raul.
I
Congratulations.
made a circle, not a table. It's not a table. Jesus Christ.
No, but it looks like a table. It's good. Yeah, that's very nice. Congratulations, people. I love it. So it's already saved. I'll keep it. Great. And if you want, I can post the picture for you on our group. Okay?
Isso eu vou botar no meu perfil, hein?
Ah, nice.
Aí sim,
Great,
quero ver.
people.
Vou botar, só me enviar, que eu não sei.
Dá fio, manda ver.
All right, guys. So let's check out the exercise where we stopped. Here, let's pick it up. Okay, let's do it. So exercise 2, we have a small paragraph, and the best way to do exercises like this is first to read the entire paragraph, read everything, just ignoring the blankets, right? So let's do this together. This summer, I'm going to, for the first time, I'm taking a vacation to Jeonju, South Korea. I can't a hotel, so I'm going to stay with some friends. Their apartment has a beautiful of the city. One day, I'm going to take a or an of the old part of the city. Another day, I'm going to in a park. My vacation will be an exciting. All right. So now it's okay for us to complete the missing parts. It's easier when we do this way, right? So the first one here, what do you think?
Adventure.
I'm going to adventure for the first
Go
time.
abroad.
Go abroad, I guess.
Okay. All right. So the first one is go abroad. Okay, Kathleen. It's better to say that because adventure is not a verb. And here, before the gap, we have the particle to. So it entails that we need to use a verb here, okay? So the best one here is go abroad, okay, for the first time. Now, I'm taking a vacation to Jeonju, South Korea. I can't afford. Okay, so when I say I can't afford something, it means that
Buy, pay.
Yes, that's it. That is very good, right? I can't pay for something or I can't buy it because I don't have enough money, right? So I can't afford a hotel. So I'm going to stay with some friends. Their apartment has a beautiful, yes, view of the city. Very good. One day I'm going to take a guided tour. A guided tour. Pronunciation, guided. Guided. A guided tour of the old part of the city. Do you remember what a guided tour is? No?
I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, it's a tour that has a guide, a person who explains information, who gives information about the place, okay? So it's nice when you go to historical places. Now, another day, I'm going to
relax.
Yes, relax in a park. My vacation will be an exciting
adventure.
Okay. Now here we use a noun. Okay. So let's check it out. Great. Everything perfect.
Sure.
Yes, Raul, go ahead.
And I'm going to take an guided tour. What does that mean, an?
Yes, sure. Good question. I guess most of you noticed that too. So we use a as an article before a noun that starts with a consonant sound. So for example, here the word is guided. Guided starts with a consonant sound. G, g. Okay, this sound in phonetics is a consonant sound. And then before nouns that start with a consonant sound, I use a, not an. Okay, let me write it down for you here. I will just put the articles. It can be a or an. In this case, I have to use a guided tour. Okay, now they put here letter N in parentheses just to say that if I choose a word that starts with a vowel sound, then I have to use the article N, okay? For example, an adventure. Like you saw here, look. An exciting adventure. So here, exciting starts with a vowel sound. Exciting. Yes, Thais.
We don't use an for university, for example. We use
No.
a.
Yes.
I think it's because university. Yeah.
Yes, it's the sound. It's not the letter. Like I said, we have to observe the sound. and not the letter, okay? Like Thais said, the word university, okay? University, you spell, you write with the letter U, but the sound is not a vowel sound. It's a consonant sound. U, U. This first letter here has this sound, okay? I'm going to write just for you to compare, but of course, in phonetics, it has another symbol, okay? So
I was thinking about it.
yeah, so that's why here, when we mention university, using that as a unit, one university, so then we can say here, and we should say a university, okay? The same thing happens with the word hour. Hour, you know, it's a measure of time. 1 hour has 60 seconds, okay? When I want to refer to 1 hour using an article, I have to use a or an here.
And
And because even though we spell the word with the letter H, which is a consonant, the sound I use to start the word is a vowel sound. So I have to put a, an. So an hour, an hour. Okay, so the right article is an. Okay, an hour, an hour.
Copy.
All right, that's the idea. So that's what it means here. They put an in parentheses just to give you the possibility of maybe choosing another word if it's the case here in the exercise. But we saw that only one word fits here, which is the word guided tour. I mean, the phrase guided tour. So then we are going to ignore this letter N here. So let me just minimize here and eliminate. If you want, you can do this with your pen. Okay, guys, so you don't get confused. All right, a guided tour.
Copy that. Thank you, Mr. Money.
Yes, you're welcome. So let me clear this. All right, people. So let's move on to number 3. Complete the sentences with the adverb form of the adjective in parentheses. So here we have to transform the words here into adverbs. So let's see there. First, read your article.
Carefully.
Yes, carefully. Remember to put double L. Carefully. Carefully. Okay. Number 2, the cars in the Grand Prix drive very
fast.
Faster.
Fast. Yes. This one is considered irregular because there is no change between the adjective and the adverb. They are just the same. Okay. I can use fast as an adjective, and I can also use fast as an adverb, okay? I can say, for example, I have a fast car, suppose, okay? All right, I have a fast car. This is an adjective. I'm using fast as an adjective. Now, if I suppose somebody asks me, please, Simone, don't drive fast. So here, then this time I'm modifying the verb. So this is an adverb. This is how I should or shouldn't drive. So please don't drive fast. Here we have the examples for those adjectives and adverb, okay? Now, number 3, let's see there. The elevator got to the top floor of the hotel
Quickly.
quickly. All right. All right. Number 4, Harriet speaks Spanish really
well.
Very good. Here we have another irregular adverb. You see how the word changes, right? So good is the adjective, but well is the adverb. Okay? Number 5, please speak more.
Slowly.
Good.
Loud.
Slowly. Slowly. Slowly is the adverb. Okay, so speak slowly, please. I can't understand you. Okay. So you can have a slow person like me, for example. I consider myself a slow person, right? So slow as an adjective. Now, speak slowly. It's when you don't speak fast. All right. So let's check the answers. Okay, everything right. Okay, guys, can you follow that? Yes? You see,
Yes.
whenever we are speaking, it's nice to know the differences and how we can use an adjective and how we can use an adverb in different situations, right? Okay, good. Now let's move on. Here, they give us a tip. They say that actually a suggestion that we can go to the platform and play the vocabulary game there. So if you wish, you can do that for homework. All right. Let me. Okay, now choose the correct word or phrase to complete each sentence. So here we are reviewing some grammar points from our unit 6. Okay, so unit 6 basically shows us how to use modal verbs, right? Modal verbs in English, I don't know if you've seen them already in other situations, but we have the first one, have to, then don't have to, okay? We also have can, or in the negative, can't. We have should, in the negative, shouldn't.
Would.
Great. Would, in the negative, wouldn't. We have many others. Must, in the negative, must not, or mustn't. What else?
Could.
Good.
Could,
Couldn't.
okay, or couldn't. We have may, or may not. We have also might, or might not. People, all these are considered modal verbs, right? We also have another one that we haven't seen yet, shall not. We will see that later. And one more here, ought to, okay? So these are special verbs that don't really have the same way as the other verbs when we conjugate the other verbs, for example, like the verb to play, right? I play, you play, he plays, we play, you play, they play. This is how we conjugate most verbs in English. Modal verbs, they are mostly used as auxiliary verbs, and they have a meaning different from auxiliary verbs in general. For example, when I use the simple present, the auxiliary verbs are do or does, right? To ask questions, to make negatives, right? So for example, if I ask a question using one auxiliary like that, I will say, do you like pizza? For example, very simple. I have to use auxiliaries to ask questions in English, different from Portuguese. Okay, so when I say this, you will see that this word do doesn't have any meaning. It doesn't have a translation and it doesn't have any meaning there. It's only there to signal a question. It's only there to show you or to show the listener that I'm going to ask a question. I'm asking a question. Okay. So that's why it exists, but there is no meaning. So auxiliaries in English in general have no meaning, like do, another auxiliary, did, okay? They have no meaning. Oh, I forgot to put one here, very important that we use. Let me go back here. I forgot to use here will for the future. And in the negative, won't. Okay, guys, these auxiliary verbs here that we call modal verbs, they have a meaning different from these ones here, okay? So I just put some auxiliaries here, but there are more, okay? For example, here I can use had as an auxiliary, okay? And but most of the auxiliaries that we use, they don't have any meaning, okay? But these ones, they do. They give a meaning to a sentence. So in our lesson here, number 6, we learned about, let me bring them this way here so you can see. We learned about have to, don't have to. We also saw can and can't, and should and shouldn't. So we saw the first 4 modal verbs. So when do I use have to, don't have to? Do you remember?
Necessary or not necessary.
Very good. Excellent, Mateus. So I use have to say that something is necessary or even that it's an obligation. Don't have to, I say I use when something is not necessary. You don't need to do. Okay? Good. Can and can't, I can use in many situations. I can use can to talk about ability. I can use can to ask permission. And I can use can to talk about possibility, right? So, okay, what about should and shouldn't? When do I use that? What's the meaning of should and shouldn't?
We used to give an advice to someone.
Very good. A piece of advice.
A piece of advice, yeah.
Yes, very nice. Or we can say that we use to give advice in general. All right. I also use should or shouldn't to talk about the past, a past situation, and that we feel sorry because it happened. So we are going to learn that later, okay? Don't worry about it now, but we can also use should in those circumstances when talking about a past situation and we don't like it, we feel sorry about it. So we express regret. That's why when I use should in these situations, I have to also add the auxiliary have, okay? So I'm going to put here should have or shouldn't have. In this case here, I'm talking about past situations. Okay, of course, guys, you're going to see that after this structure, we have to use the verb, a main verb, because remember, they are auxiliaries. After them, here in the past situation, I'm going to use a verb in the past participle, okay? So you will see that later. Don't worry about it now. Just focus now on have to, don't have to, can, can't, should, shouldn't, okay? So let me encircle that. I don't know if I can draw here. Just these ones for now, okay? All right, let's see the exercise. Number 4. Choose and correct word or phrase to complete each sentence. Choose the correct word or phrase, sorry, to complete each sentence. So number 1, I clean
Have
my...
to.
Okay, great. You see, have to is an auxiliary to the verb clean, right? And it has a meaning. It shows that I really need to clean. It's necessary, okay? So it has a meaning. Auxiliary with meaning. We call them modal verbs, okay? Let me write their names here. Now, number 2, you
Don't have to.
Don't have to. Not
Great.
necessary.
Not necessary. Very good. You don't have to buy milk. We already have some. Number 3.
We can't.
Yes, we can't go to that restaurant tonight. It's closed on Mondays. All right. So let's clear the auxiliaries that don't have any meaning, right? Let's erase them. Now, let's go over to the top of the page. Of course, the modals will follow. So let me put them up here. Let's see here, maybe. And here, and here. Okay. Let's see number 4, guys. What can we say here?
Should I visit that museum?
Yeah, very nice. Should I? It's I'm asking you, what do you think? Should I visit the museum? Is it interesting? Yeah, good, right? As it happens with any other auxiliary verb, we usually answer using the auxiliary verb, okay? Of course, in the case of have to, don't have to, this modal verb needs an auxiliary. It's an exception, okay? It's the only one actually that you have to use an auxiliary verb that doesn't really have a meaning. Do or does, and then don't or doesn't, okay? This is the only modal verb that you really need to have an extra auxiliary. So let me just draw a line here, just so you know that these 2 here, it doesn't happen with the others. The others don't need, but have to and don't have to, as you can see here, look, you need an extra to make the negative and also to ask questions and also to answer, okay? So here the question would be, if I use should I visit that museum? You just put the modal verb before the subject, and the answer is yes, you should, okay? Now, let's see number 5. You have a room with water view. You can have a room with water view or a garden view. So this is possibility. The idea here of can is to express possibility. It's possible. You can have a room like this, or you can have a room like that, with this view, with that view, right? Let me just go back to have to and don't have to. For example, in questions, using these modals, I need to use the extra auxiliary. So for example, do I have to do homework? You see, the auxiliary is have to, okay? Only that. Let me just show you the modal verb. The modal verb is have to, okay? And I'm asking a question. So for this modal verb, I need to use an extra auxiliary, okay? Do I have to do homework? This is the main verb, do, okay? Do homework. Let's see another question. Do you have to work tomorrow? Do you have to work tomorrow? Is it necessary? Okay, so here, look, it's another question. The modal verb is have to. The main verb is work, but I have to use the auxiliary do, okay? All right, people. So let's see the possible answers. If I ask, suppose you ask, do I have to do homework? So I will say, yes, you do. My keyboard is very bad. Yes, you do. And here, do you have to work tomorrow? If you ask me, Simone, do you have to work tomorrow? I will say, no, I don't. Okay. All right, people.
Okay.
Okay, good. So as I said, it's an exception. Only these two modal verbs have an auxiliary, an extra auxiliary. The other ones, no. Okay. All right. So let me clear everything. All right, people. So if you want, you can save the annotations, right? Let's clear that. So let's see number 5. Correct the errors. Oh, very easy. That's really good. Let's see that, people. Look at the first one. What's wrong with this first sentence?
The infinitive.
Mm-hmm. Great. Very nice. So let's cut it out. It shouldn't be there. So totally wrong here. After should, we don't use the particle to, okay? And also, most of the other modal verbs, they don't take the particle to. Should, would, must, might, may. The other modals we have, they don't take the particle to, okay? Can, okay? So now let's see number 2. He doesn't
have.
Yes, great. This is wrong. But then you can say, oh, but Simone, it's the third person singular. Why not? I say, tell me, Thais.
Because it's in the negative.
Great, perfect. Okay, it's a negative sentence. So in negative sentences and questions, I don't change the verb in the third person singular. Okay, it goes back to normal. Number 3, you
can take the bus.
Very nice. This is wrong. After modal verbs, we have to use infinitive without the particle to. Here, taking isn't infinitive. So this is wrong. we should say you can take. You can take the bus. Now, number 4.
Does Anna have to work tomorrow?
Yes, excellent. Again, it's a question, so I can't change the verb. And also, I'm asking have to. I'm asking with the idea of, is it necessary for Anna to work tomorrow? So in this case, I need to use the auxiliary. Here, I'm talking about Anna, third person singular. So the auxiliary is does. Does Anna have to work tomorrow? Have to never changes. It's always have to. Doesn't matter the subject. Okay? What I change is the auxiliary. Do becomes does when I'm asking a question with a third person singular as the subject. Okay? Does Anna have to work tomorrow? Okay, guys, is it clear? Yes?
Yes.
Number 5. What's wrong here?
Study.
Good. Here, I should put study. Study. Infinitive, okay? So Carla should study for the test tonight because should is a modal verb. After modal verbs, we always use infinitive. Even if the modal, if I'm talking about the past, for example, okay? Like here, suppose I'm talking about a past situation using have to, right? And I'm talking about a necessity, an obligation yesterday. So let's see here how we can make it. I had to clean my room. Okay. Yesterday, I had to clean my room. Affirmative. It's in the past, and I'm using the modal verb have to in the past. Okay. Look, I changed because it's in the past, but it's always after the modal verb. It's always the infinitive. Clean, clean. The bare infinitive without anything, just that. I use the modal verb and then, okay. In this case, have to, I can use in the past, but there are some modal verbs that I don't use in the past, okay? You're going to see that later. Some modal verbs have a past, some don't have a past, okay? All right, people. So here, is everything clear with modal verbs? Yes? They're showing us that after modal verbs, we don't use the particle to, except for have to, because it's already there, okay? It's like this. But all the other modal verbs, we don't use the particle to. Another thing, we never conjugate the verb in the third person singular when I'm using modal verbs, right? It's always infinitive. So he doesn't have to get up early, all right? After can, again, I have to use only infinitive. Here for questions, I use, when I'm conjugating have to as a necessity, I have to use the auxiliary do or does, okay? And here, the same story. After should, I have to use infinitive like all the others, okay? Never changing. So let's check the answers. Look. So they are saying just the mistake here, okay? Go to. You should go to the bakery, just to show you the answer. He doesn't have to, okay? You can take the bus. Has Anna? No. Does Anna have to work? And here, study. All right? So everything okay. All right, people. Do you have any questions here? Is it okay? Can I clear the annotations? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right, people, just to help you with the exercises, let me take you back to our page on Google Classroom so you can see the homework I posted for you there. Some worksheets I had already posted before, but some are new. So here, look, I have a quiz here with have to, only have to, don't have to, right? I posted a chart with should, just for you to see how it works, okay? There is another one here also with have to, don't have to. And I also posted one about the modal verb can, okay? So let me just show you this one so you know what I'm talking about quickly, before we go. All right, guys, let's see there. So first, affirmative. You see how simple it is. With all the pronouns, guys, all the pronouns, it's the same. I should, you should, he should, we should, they should. Negative. I should not. You should not. He should not. I can also put them together and make shouldn't, okay? Shouldn't. So I shouldn't go home now. You shouldn't go home. So on and so forth, right? Here, questions. Should I go home? Should you go home? Should he go home? So you see, it never changes. It's always the same. Okay. And then here, possible answers. Yes, I should, or yes, you should. Negative. No, I shouldn't. Or no, you shouldn't. Okay. And if I want to use information questions, we just have to start with the information pronoun or the question pronoun. What should I do, for example? What should I do? When should I go home? Why should I go home? Right? I'm giving some possible examples here so that you can make some sentences, right? Here they have an example. Look, what should you do? Who should go home, for example, if I use questions with who? And then after that, I posted a worksheet with exercises for you to practice should and shouldn't. So it's pretty simple. Let me see where it is. Here, it's a quiz, okay? Yes, my connection is not so good, probably, but it's opening. It's taking a while, but it's opening. So look, guys, all right? So complete the 16 sentences to score your knowledge of should grammar. The first one, only the first, I will exemplify, okay? Thomas wants to travel to Europe next summer. He, what is the best answer?
Should say.
Should save.
Very nice. So the first one here, okay? He should save his money if he wants to go. All right, people. So this is the idea. Try to do the worksheet. Try to work on that. I will do the following. Instead of having our test next week, I will prepare a set of exercises in a better way for you to visualize. And we will have one more day of review. And then we can have our class on our test on, let me put here, on, oh man, the 1st of May is a holiday. We only have one more Saturday to go. We have April 24th. And then after that, there is a holiday, May 1st. I didn't know that. I forgot about it actually. So we can have our test on May 8th, the first Saturday in May after the holiday, okay? Then we have time to study. Next week, we will do a review, but in a better way, okay? I'll probably bring some presentations and stuff for you to do, guys, okay? So let me show you everything we've done today. So what did we learn today, guys? Tell me.
We learned
We learned what?
How to chunk. We learned chunking.
Very good. Excellent. What else?
We've learned how to describe places.
Okay. We learned how to give.
We learned how to
Piece of advice.
give advice. Yes.
Give advice concerning
And
places
we learned
to
about
visit.
auxiliary verbs too.
Yes, auxiliary verbs and modal verbs. The difference. Okay. Excellent, guys. Very nice. If you have any questions, you can always send me a message via WhatsApp or even using Google Classroom. So don't forget to do your homework. Let me take just one more picture to finish everything, and then we can go. All right.
My glasses. I'm going to take a picture posing with my glasses. No.
I love your glasses. Ah, come on.
So let me put that.
Okay. All right.
Here.
So let me go. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Awesome. Thank you, guys. So thank you, Agathe. Thank you so much, Robinson. I love that you made it. Keep doing it. I want to see you on Saturday, okay? Thank you, Raul. Congratulations. Great practice. Great practice. Keep doing it. Thais, congratulations too. Excellent. Very nice. Cristiano Mateus, thank you so much for your participation today. It was amazing. Keep doing it. Jessica, thank you so much for coming. Keep studying, okay? Catalan, thank you for your participation as well. It was really good, right? Keep it up. Leo, thank you so much for coming, right? Try to do the homework, okay? Andrea, thank you so much. Thank you. Keep it up as well, right? Don't forget to do the homework. Nicholas, thank you. I'm so happy to see you here, Nicholas. Thank you so much. Jose Victor, thank you as well. Okay, guys. So it was a big pleasure. And one last thing, don't forget to protect yourselves. Okay? Wear a mask all the time. Okay, people?
Okay, you too, teacher.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
See you next week.
See you next week. See you, guys. See you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. That was awesome. Oh, by the way, guys, did you read the message I sent to you about the video, the recording? Don't forget, right? If you miss a class, you can always watch the videos, okay? Bye-bye. Take care, guys. Great. Thank you. Yes. Hi.
I will send you the photo, chamada.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Chamada. How can I say chamada?
Attendance.
Attendance.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. Thank you, Carol. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye. Bye, guys.